Today we'd like to touch a little bit on a main ingredient that's often found in blending recipes, and that's ice. So with us today we've got the Quiet One, which is a very robust unit. It's designed to blend a variety of different ice types, but each one is going to provide a little something different, and we want you to understand more holistically what that means. So at the very end of the spectrum, we've got a nugget or pearl type of ice, so very small, spherical in shape. It's something that produces very quickly. It's something, so from that standpoint, it's not going to cost as much to produce it from an energy standpoint. It's more sustainable from that perspective. It's also something that is going to pack very well into a measuring device as far as a scoop goes. As you look at some of these larger ice types, some of them are a little more erratic in shape. Some of them you'll see connected, so that's called bridging. So after the ice is frozen, it should drop and break apart. That doesn't always happen, so that can create a little bit of irregularity in the accuracy of measurement, especially when you're trying to work quickly. And as you move up this continuum, this is more of a cublet style, so probably twice the size of your nugget or pearl. The half dice and the full dice, those are probably most common in our space in general. And a lot of times those ice types have been brought in consideration of other beverages that aren't blended. So if you're thinking of kind of like a soda machine or bubblers for tea, things like that, where you want a piece of ice that produces fairly quickly but is sustainable as the ambient temperature is going to cause that to melt in that drink. These are very blendable as well, but again, maybe a little less efficient from that standpoint. The next size up that we have is a Crescent Cuber. So it's a larger cube. It's solid as opposed to the full dice that has a hollow core. And the larger that piece of ice and the more dense it is, the more cold energy that has to release. So it's going to cause that blend to be a little bit more difficult by the same gram weight. But it is something that's definitely blendable. If you have more than one ice type in your system, which can happen, you may have to find a program that finds the sweet spot in between those two ice types. And again, trying to get the accuracy of measurement as close as possible with that. Something that's definitely possible. There are sizes that go beyond this. Those are more like classic cocktail size cubes that are machine manufactured from that standpoint, but they can go up to 1.25 inch solid cube or larger. Those again can be broken down in the blender, but it takes a lot more to do that. So it's going to take longer. So speed of service is going to suffer from that standpoint. And because it's using more energy, that's going to be a little more cost for your location. And then beyond that, just the use of the machine. So you're going to have so many hours of usable life in the machine. If your blend takes a minute versus 30 seconds, that's additional time that's going to come off. So it's going to affect your COGS per drink that you're making. One step beyond that large cocktail cube is basically bagged ice that you would get from a gas station. So that only is not only is a large ice size, but it's also a much lower temperature. So those are held in freezers. So you're looking at temperatures of 0 degrees Fahrenheit, potentially colder, where any of these fresh produced ice machines, they bring the water to a frozen state, which is typically just below 30 degrees Fahrenheit into the upper 20s. And then it's going to drop and hold into a bin. So it's actually not anywhere near as cold, probably 25, 30 degrees warmer than that ice that you're getting out of the freezer. So those are all things to consider as you're building your beverage program, or things to better understand with equipment that you already have and how to adjust that equipment to get the most out of it. So a lot of great advantages, and really dialing what's important for you. Is it speed of service? Is it carbon footprint? Is it energy use? Is it a little bit of everything? So there's plenty to do and levers to pull to get the most out of the equipment.